Hello and welcome to another solo squad play. Now I'm going to carry on with the general idea of putting up with the possibility of shorter runs and dropping in what could potentially be less pleasant initial areas to try and improve how well I do when it actually comes to getting shot, and what would like to happen with the shooting the other person first. How much we got here now? I'm quite surprised that's not. That should be at least a couple in. Okay, so that's not too bad. But we've got. Ow! Get up! Did you knock a couple of bits there? Right. Anyway, I was going to say we've got a. That wasn't the idea. I wanted the crossbow because it is a weapon. But I've changed my trousers. That's going to go on. I wanted the other belts. So come on, stop taking your time. There we go. Right. But no, there's a few other sets of people around here, so this could be unpleasant quite quickly. Now, I wanted the gun. We're doing well for this nice first one here. Really well. Anyone nearby? No one obvious. So we're going to see if we can sit on the stairs, see if we can grab anything useful. No, leg yolling all over the place. Come on. This could be an extremely short run. Getting interesting amounts of jumpy lag everywhere. Now, as we do have... No, that's the... I do have a rifle. I have no issues getting rid of the crossbow. Do you prefer... Is that a 12? It is a 12. It's probably better, realistically, than that. I do like the double barrel, personally. So they're not really right. Go down to this one. But no, the auto or semi-auto shotgun is probably a bit more useful realistically. Quick draw. Okay. We'll get there eventually. Probably get shot at from the side without being seen first, but I don't think we're going to use enough shots for that to really be plausible. Ooh. That is even more interesting. Might take a slightly wide circle on this one if I get a chance. Go into some bushes or some grass and take a few pot shots. But then it's a town. How likely are they to show out side? And have a good vantage from the side. From the church tower, there's a possibility of that, I suppose, but we shall see. See how well we do the next few moments. Because I won't be surprised if this has already had people gone through it, really. And I do like... Oh, that is very interesting. Really use a suppressor would be about the only thing even better than that. But a hat would be very nice, really. So I anything over in the corner? No. Let's just grab the ammo. No, some sort of helmet would be quite useful here, really, as we just have a little beanie hat on, which isn't going to do much if we get shot at, really, is it? Now, I haven't really paid attention, picked some boost up, get that health back, and then take a consideration. So, we are not bad on circle. You know there are people nearby, although the shooting has stopped, so potentially one of those is gone already. We have reasonable ranged options here, so are you really not going to let me through that? You're not, are you? Okay. Be irritating. Right. So now I was thinking of moving out a little bit and seeing if we can take some shots from a bit of range. Maybe we'll sneak through this one, see if this is still got stuff in it, because we really could use a helmet aside from anything else. And being really close in at the moment isn't terribly likely to go well if they've got a team, as we did see quite a few people drop in there. So there was a couple of near enough full teams or a few of 2s and 3s, depending on what people are doing. And of the stuff around, I wouldn't mind having a look into here. That's an internal door shut through the window there. Another shut internal door. No footsteps, no footsteps. Ooh, I do need a hat. Even if it is the worst of the hats. Is that a... Right. Now, last time I grabbed one of these, it went so well. But before one, you get rid of that one, to be quite honest with you. Just want to get rid of here. I think we swap to that. Now, realistically, I wouldn't mind a different rifle now. How much ammo is there? It's only a single. I would like a different gun though. I think we are going to have to run with the possibility of being short on ammo, because AK just does that much more at shorter ranges. Right, we don't have a huge amount of health yet, and we've got some space, at least at the moment. What is that? Oh, it's another flash hider. No, don't need another assault rifle flash hider. We already have one, thankfully. We already have a vest 2. So, better helmet. And absolutely amazing if we could pick up a... yeah, that was those. We shut the door. A muzzle attachment for a sniper rifle, admittedly, but they're not all that common. And the only other thing, realistically, I would be that interested in now, I will go for that because it is slightly less shiny, although I would still like the level 2, realistically. Still light on the whole cover thing, but it's probably going to be more useful, fairly, going this way, as the circle does centre more towards the hills over there. So, equipment-wise, I am relatively happy, apart from ammo, I think. So we just need to actually be a bit sensible and actually try and find some engagements and take some kills if at all possible. It's just anything interesting in here? No, not really. That's SMG1. So my only concern at the moment is being found out of position, as whatever happens we're going to be outnumbered pretty much. But we have what I'd consider to be fairly good options at both long and reasonably short range, unless we walk around a corner into a shotgun shell for the short, and an AK is pretty damn good. And at range we've got an 8 times on a car, so happy with both of those. It's just the use of them that I may well be a bit lacking on, as has previously been proven significantly and repeatedly, so jolly good. Slowly, generally making my way over to that sort of hill bit to an extent. Well, maybe we'll take a moment in some cover nearby while the circle finishes off closing up. I should probably swap to the AK-4 entering these houses, just in case someone's hiding in here. Unfortunately, that's the wrong sort of ammo. The boost bit, though, is quite useful. Right, take a moment. So, still fairly central. Hill is, I think, still my preferred option at the moment, because there's a nice amount of cover up there, and some parts of it give you good overview elsewhere. So, continue trying to move in that direction, I think. And I'll swap back. I know we've got a little sliver and we do have a boost, but I don't think that much is likely to make a difference if we get either shot at from range or actually run up to someone and run up on top of someone short range. I don't think it's going to make any difference, personally. So I'll save the drink for later on, in case we do happen to have another engagement we are able to win and take some damage. Let's try and get out of here, depending on if anyone can see us. We're in really open here. Right. Now, I'm thinking of keeping an eye on the fields if possible. So, see if we can find anyone to play with. I'm as concerned as ever about being snuck up from behind, though. I have had that before, been quite late on, closing up in the circle and taking ranged shots. That's not very good there. Marginally better, bit of a sparse bush, but it'll do for the moment. Have a little bit of a look if the general movement. Yeah, no, have it getting snuck up on while sniping someone ahead of me to try and clear the way out. So it's a bit more awkward when you're on your own, especially if you either you're not listening properly and don't hear footsteps come up on you, or if they okay, so we've got a Jeep over there that's coming straight for us. I do not want to move. Oh, that's good. Well done, lads. Well done. Are they stopping there? They look like they are. No, they're coming up. I think they're going to go too far. Yeah, that's a pity. I was hoping they were going to get more of a stop than that when it went flying. Right, any other movement for people following them? No, it doesn't look like it. So they've gone up. They've probably, well, they might have stopped at one of those, but I would have thought they'd go further over to something a bit better, able to be held. So shall we go up? See if we can see some stuff from the top of the hill, as they don't seem to be having too many obvious people from over here. Let's just sit down and have a bit of a look into town first of all. Still, so no, I think we go looking elsewhere because I can't personally see anyone over there. And I want to find some people, even if it does mean we're likely going to get killed quite quickly. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it, that area as well, so we'll go move on. Maybe come if we don't end up a splattered mess before then, if the circle closes up properly, then we might come back and have another look over, see if people come across or something. We have weapons with decent range on them. Anything I'm considering, although we do have a 4x, which is itself quite a good scope on the AK, it might actually be better to either flat out remove it, or just like if we find a red dot, swapping it with that for general use, because as that's more of our short range option, a 4x doesn't help, and I'm attempting, I haven't done very well so far, attempting to be using the zoom rather than the hip fire for the short range stuff, as my accuracy is just atrocious, and leaving it on with a 4x might well be a bit too much. Oh, there's a person. That's a concern, because I can only see one of them, and that was movement towards us, I think. I don't know where they are. So there's someone in that tree. Now, have they seen us, quite simply? It's possible. I'm not sure. They're a little bit... The windows are nice and large, so they may very well have done. And there's at least a couple of them. Ow. One of them's gone around the side. Damn. We had good equipment for it to end up like that. That's irritating. They definitely did see me then through those big open windows, and probably trying to bait out a shot, at least to keep me distracted, while the other one or two of them flanked me. That's an annoyance. Right, have another go. I don't think that lasted a terribly long time, but we are going to do something a bit more action, I think, or at least attempt to. It was just the significant amount of scopage we found early on that one, which changed up the approach, even if it ended poorly. I was hoping for a bit more of an interesting run with that one, with those weapons and the scopes and such on them. That's a pity. But does highlight just the issue of not having anyone else to watch to the side of you. Could easily have taken those weapons, ignored any further looting, and just pretty much picked a position and tapped anyone who came along. Just sort of sat somewhere if it had someone else to watch behind, but without that, I was more interested in keeping moving and finding a different position to do so from, and that ran us into issues. So where to from here? Well, there's the few of the villagey bits on this side of the water, or we can go for a slight, it's not exactly very far, a slight more of a trip over to the base on the southern island. Does provide issues getting back across, possibly, or most likely, if the circle changes, if we do survive it, but I think we'll try that one. Like to have a good few people go over as well, I would have thought. Let's need to... Hey, we want to go this way, come on. There we are. I'm going to go over a bit, and then we try and drop down immediately afterwards. To give us some speed. I'm not sure if it's close enough to do this, to be honest. I might be being a bit optimistic about distance to do it in this manner. May just sneak it. Might not be able to do my extra drop though, which is a shame. Yeah. Isn't it? I'm shocked and appalled at that. I would have expected people. I'm extremely surprised at that. I would have quite significantly expected more than just what initially appears to be myself coming for this from that flight path. Let's see. Yep, I'm okay with that idea. Right. So what do we have around here? We are unlikely to be alone for long, even if what appeared to be no one else coming down was correct. Now what do we want? I think I prefer this one. If we do end up with these two as the weapons. Yeah, we are not likely to remain alone for long, even if the shoots I did happen to not see is accurate. So need to get a move on for grabbing bits, I think. Bit of a jump there. But it does raise an interesting possibility if we are able to get stuff and get out. However, I need to keep in mind that I have a definite issue with over looting and not keeping an eye on what is nearby or where the circle is. As I've just said that, I am going to need a move. Looking at the bottom right there. We are not inside, so we are going to have to cross the bridges, I think. What's that? In the SKS. What do you use? That means getting rid of you. We don't have a huge amount. You don't have a huge amount of ammo. That's fine. Was that me or was that footsteps? I'm not sure. So, you have a couple of reasonable options, I feel, but the only problem, I have no scope yet. And I'm hearing things. So either I'm going mad, which is entirely possible. 2 times is something. Might swap that to the other one if you don't find anything else. Another SKS. More interested in the ammo for that, as that gives us a healthy amount as both weapons are using the same thing. First bit of health as well. That's another thing we're missing a bit of, aren't we? Yep. So no, I'm not really interested in staying here for too much longer. Although having said that, we are out of area, so the likelihood of people coming here could be quite low. But that might just be wishful thinking. Not frustrate this ammo anymore. Quick draws. My only concern at the moment is I want to stay here long enough to try and find a better scope, because a 2 doesn't really give us much for the ranged. We also, 4's something, that is definitely something a bit better there. Right, makes me feel a bit happier, so we might finish off this building, then start making a move, I think. On the off chance we get an 8 or... ooh, is that? No, that's a... I was hoping that was a car, but it's only a shotgun. Still, cheek pad, compensator. Sure, silencers would be very nice, or a flash hider, but we've got stuff for both weapons, so we have options for engaging. And just finish this one off, last little look, and start giving it a bit of a shift. Ooh, that's quite a long way. I was hoping it would be just this side of the... So we are low on... what was it? Yeah, health is a bit light. Boost is very light. Might have been worth it to run along and find a vehicle. But this one's early. We should probably have enough time to at least get in somewhere. So we are going to go have a shift over, get to the coast, and there we go. No, good. Look for a boat, unless someone ruins our day, because once again we've got quite a nice selection of equipment here. I'm quite surprised we were, well, at least what seemed like completely alone over there. I would have thought more people would have taken that as an option, because the loot is good and it was not directly underneath, but still pretty darn close to the flight path. So wrong way. So much is the extended? The extended is 10. That is just fine. Let's put it away and run a little faster, because we need some time to use the boat, and then getting off the boat somewhere which is not just going to get us killed with any luck anyway. Although this does admittedly rely on finding one. Oh, right ahead of me. That's good. So where do we want to go? So that's a little obvious, but I do not know if we're going to have enough time to get around the whole outside there, considering it's already moving in, and that's going to clip in quite quickly. So it might very well be worth taking the obvious option, even though that's going to be quite popular. Now, it is possible to get up some... Come on. To get up some of these cliffs, but that involves jumping, and I'm only so good at this, similar to only being so good at most of the other... Oh, get in the boat. Let's go! I think we are going to need to take the hold on, let's have a look. So I think by the time we get there, this one is going to have clipped in, so we just drop in here, try and get over. May not even take the boat all the way around, just take it to this beach and then walk it to make it a bit quieter, as this is nearly directly underneath the flight path. And that just gets us over the water that much quicker. And then we just hope no one's watching the shoreline. Because we are quite obvious here. And I need to remember we do only have a 4 rather than 8 times on this one. And also on top of that, as much as the SKS is technically a sniper, it is, well, I suppose you've got the VSS now, but of the proper ones, it is, I would imagine, the weakest. You need a couple shots at least, a couple headshots, that is, at least, to actually take people out. So, something to keep in mind. Actually, from here, can we? Don't know if that's really all that helpful, because I think that's more use, really. So, take a moment. I just want to wait for the circle to close up. Then I will be having a look at where the best place to go is, because we could end up having to go all the way up here, quite possibly, and in that case I'm going to have to actually use a vehicle of some sort, shockingly. I don't count boats as vehicles in the same manner. I suppose I've used them a couple of times, but a car or bike, because we'll not make that on foot. Probably won't make it in a car either, but at least stand a chance of getting there and being killed by people rather than a nice blue line of electricity. So, speaking of which, it's getting quite close. Right, so we're not quite as far away as we could be, but near enough. So the most dicey part of this, I would say, is this bit. The initial part. Because the cover in this area is not amazing, and unfortunately we are going to need to move for a large portion of it. So, off we go. It's just a nice, quiet stroll in the countryside. There's no murderous groups of people running around with automatic weapons trying to kill us. It's just pleasant. You see nice, pretty skies, grass. We'll pretend that's the case. It might. I don't know. Where it is, we can realistically get to if we're lucky, I suppose, with where others have decided to hole up without needing a vehicle, and on your own, running along is a damn sight quieter and less obvious than using a vehicle, as you don't have the noise, you just have a single person moving. So I would prefer to not need to use a vehicle of any sort to do this bit, but it does mean having a long run, and if we run into anyone at any point along it, that will end up going poorly unless they are utterly useless. As usually speaking, I'd prefer to go at a bit slower pace. Right, so we've got someone forward and left for certain. As much as I don't like the idea, I'm going to have to keep a bit of I left her course there because there's no cover to the right, or like options for it. I might swap over in case someone just happens to come over the hill, give us at least a vague chance of retaliation. So yeah, there's definitely people to our left, but it's just how far away they are. Unfortunately, I'm not overly with the amount of time and space. I'd prefer to get up on this hill and then look back and try and engage, rather than trying to find them and then hoping we've got enough time to do something before things close up. So right now I'd prefer to get up here and then take the possibility of needing to engage them, which is what my thought is at the moment. Actually have a bit of a firefight, as I can't remember the last time I shot anything, let alone hit anyone. So, right. Now it's a little bright right now. Get into a bit more. So, angles from this particular point aren't brilliant. So let's go over a little bit, see if we can get a better sight. Right, is there anyone we can see? No, this viewpoint from here isn't amazing still, which is slightly annoying. I was hoping for a slightly better angle. A bit too high up. I don't like being right on top of the hill either, as you like skybox. Anyone else wandering around further down? I'm still currently mostly attempting to get a bit of a look to the left there, as you know there are people down there, but as we're here, and no one appears to be immediately on top of us. Have a quick look. No, thank you. See if there is any. Wrong weapon. It's a shame. Right. Now it's bloody close. I want some more cover to be doing that sort of thing. Now, where is it exactly? Or are we getting a few pops from different places? There might be a few pops from different places. So, where are you, people? We want to find you. I'm friendly, honest. There's a person down there. My concern now is if he's got a friend, rather than anything else, really. Yep, like that. Well, at least we had a shot. So it's just whether or not that was one of his friends or someone else, as we were hearing a couple of directions for shots there. May have to have a think about this, I think.